What is good, Neo family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the one and only Neo stock and help you guys better understand the price action of Neo. I'm also going to be talking about what you got to be looking out for tomorrow before I give you guys my price prediction and talk about what I see this thing doing for tomorrow and the near-term future. Now, before I break this down, I do have to mention a couple of very important things first. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please do not take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, but it's the entire Neo community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also guaranteed a free Neo share in this limited time offer. It ends tomorrow, so this is going to be your last day. Tomorrow is also your last day, so please check out the offer. You get that free Neo share and access to free level 2 data to help you with your career. And also, you could trade Neo on the Hong Kong exchange. It really helps you with the delisting fears. So, this is a very good opportunity. Please check it out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So, anyways, looking at Neo, we were up 1.33% for the day, looking pretty darn strong. And this is actually a very good sign. The SPY was red, down 0.62%. The NASDAQ was down 1.21%, right? We saw red all over the place. AMC, GME red. Tesla was also red, down 0.51%. And Neo managed to close in the green. Let's go. It was doing pretty darn well. So in my previous video, I talked about this right over here. We had two levels of resistance, right? From where we closed at. We closed at 2163, kind of like in this range. And we ran past 2198, which was the resistance at around the 22 range. We ran all the way up to almost 24 bucks a share. Not bad, guys. That was actually pretty awesome. And then we had resistance at around 23.3. We just soared past that as well, doing pretty strong. And we got that bounce, that rejection at around 23.86. So $23.86 is where we got that rejection. We ended up dropping with the entire market after that, right? The entire market was taking a hit. I mean, look at Tesla. You guys can see this like big hit right over here. If you look at the SPY or the NASDAQ, you're seeing the exact same thing. This big drop right over here. This did push Neo down from that big run we had. We ended up getting that bounce at 21.94, and we ended up closing above 22. So finally, we closed above 22. I was talking about how I did see that as a possibility yesterday. That is what ended up happening. Now, where do I see this thing going in the future? Well, in essence, although I am very bullish for Neo and I think this thing is going to slowly step its way up, it does depend on the market. It depends on if the market ends up in the red or the green. And I am going to give you guys my price predictions. So just hold on a second for that. Right now, the market's pretty neutral. It's not super fearful or greedy. This is what the fear and greed index is showing because we were seeing lots of green. We recently saw a bit of red. Now, going into Neo, what I think is going to happen is it is going to run with the NASDAQ. So you have to keep an eye out for that. But we did end up in the green because of the fact that we had good news that came out. So this is the good news. It's right over here. I'm going to talk about that first before talking about the charts. The good news, just real quick, is this right here. A lot of policymakers right now, they are essentially they're negotiating, right, with the USA. So China and the US are essentially um, negotiating. And what happened was China, these regulators are now a lot more open for new approaches to break the multi-year deadlock of accounting standards between the US and China. So this is very good news because it's actually mitigating the threat of delisting. Not just that, but also their listing on the Hong Kong exchange. So once again, guys, if you want to trade Neo on the Hong Kong exchange, Moomoo is going to give you access to that. Check out the link down below. And I also want to talk about this. This is good news because of the fact that the company is slowly following this upward trend. I did draw this out as something that we've been respecting for quite a bit of time. So I do expect us to potentially get a bounce off this range and continue this upward trend. Now, where I see this thing going, and like I said, it depends on the market, so my prediction won't be perfect. I think we have a new range to be looking at. That's between the 22 and I would say the 23.86 range, kind of like within this range. And I do see us in the future starting to trade within this range. What's normally ends up happening is we get that good run up, then we drop and we get that midline bounce. So I do expect us to close in the mid to maybe high $22 level going into tomorrow if we maintain it, right? Us maintaining it also also depends on the market. But as of right now, I think NEO is doing quite well. We did manage to close green despite the market being red, and I do expect us to see a green day for tomorrow, closing in the mid $22 range as the company is doing well. Now, to actually add more evidence to that thesis, we can actually look at some technical indicators just real quick, just briefly, because they do give you even more insight. And you can see right over here from the 2 hour candles, because I did talk about the micro scale. Let's look at the macro scale. In the grand scheme of things, we are seeing this flip from the MACD 9-day moving average. We got that big run. And I know it's a little hard to see because of my trend lines, but just you don't have to worry about the chart too much. We got this flip right here from the MACD. Now we're getting this other flip right here. And then we got that buy signal from the super trend. This was on the 29th of March, which is where we got that trend reversal. And we're starting to see us continuing to move our way up over the last few days. And we're doing quite well. So it's looking pretty darn good right now. We're seeing a lot of flips from the DMIs. The RSI, it did drop a little bit and it's starting to pick up a little bit. So it's doing better. Now, I do want to address one last thing, which I kind of forgot to mention. We have a gap down to the $19 level. I don't know when we're going to fill it, but I do expect us to fill it within the next few weeks. So I want to warn you guys that I see NEO, even if we stay in this range for a couple of days, in the next few weeks, we're probably going to end up dropping. And we may end up in the $19 level, which is where I see us getting a bounce and continuing to run. But here's a weird coincidence. Look at Tesla. Tesla's trading pretty high up there too, similar to NEO in a way, but NEO tends to follow Tesla at least to some degree, not perfectly, not exactly, but it kind of does, at least to some degree. So what happened is Tesla has this big gap right here down to the $1,010 level. So I do expect Tesla, which is, I guess you could argue it's overbought right now on its RSI. Tesla's probably going to drop too within the next few weeks. So I do expect this gap to get filled for Tesla, and simultaneously, I see the same thing happening to NEO. So is it happening right now? I don't think that's the case right now. We're going to have to wait for a confirmation of a downward trend. We have not seen that for NEO yet. And as of right now, it still looks pretty good. I do expect it to trade within this range. And I do think we're going to be a little green going into tomorrow, seeing how we drop so hard. So I still think we're doing well. I don't see us filling the gap just yet. So remain calm, cool, and collected. Things are looking good. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about is this right here. NEO Global talks about the fact that they have a battery as a service, hashtag BAAS, is available in Norway. Once again, battery as a service, or BAAS, it's now available in Norway. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. And those who subscribe, they'll be able to enjoy the services of NEO Power Swap Network and flexible battery upgrades. So this is great news in my opinion. They're doing very, very well. And I'm very excited for the fact that they're expanding and really putting themselves out there, because they're really showing that they're not just a Chinese company. They're going global, and they have their new services out there as well, which is going to build their customer service. It's going to build their exposure. It's going to help them with their deliveries and their sales and their revenue and their EPS and everything that's going to really help the share price rise going into the future. So the last thing I wanted to say, guys, don't worry just about the short term. Remember, the market's also for the long term, those who are patient. So you also have to be patient with this company. There is a gap fill that may bring us down in the next upcoming weeks. It may even happen sooner. I don't truly know that. But as of right now, it's looking strong. It's looking pretty good. And I do expect this thing to see some green going into tomorrow. And also, remember, it's not just about the short term. The long term is very bullish as they expand to other countries, and they improve their own company. I'm very, very excited. So thank you for listening. I'm super, super pumped for the future. NEO still looks amazing, and I see this thing soaring in the future. Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of the day. NEO to the moon, and peace out.